John, you probably can answer this better. Maybe Patty, you're familiar with it, but I remember that Angela, in the beginning, soon after the death of her little boy, tried to get legal help to pursue this, to bring some kind of justice to the whole matter. Did that fall by the wayside, or did she just wind up in frustration that nobody would push it through?
That's a good question, Judy. When the medical examiner examined Baby Rowan's body, she corroborated what the abortionist, Perper, Dr. Harry Perper, had alleged, who wasn't even there when the infant was born. So there were a lot of reasons why it was going to be very difficult to pursue this. And yes, I do believe also part of it was that Angela had gone through so much to seek justice in this case, and there were a lot of dead ends, one right after the other. I will say, and I do want to say this because I believe this is a great blessing. One thing is that the city of Orlando did try to keep Pendergraft from coming here. You know, that's something to praise God for. We know it's wrong to murder babies at any stage of pregnancy. We especially know it's wrong to murder babies later in pregnancy. But also, when I reported these babies being born alive, because Judy actually was part of the story of the first baby that we found out had been born alive. They had started the abortion at the abortion clinic, Orlando Women's Center. They let the mother go get something to eat. Her contractions got closer together. She delivered her baby in the car. She called 911. When the paramedics arrived, they were tending to her. She was bleeding a little bit after the birth, and then they saw something moving in her pocketbook. And she had delivered her son at 24 weeks and had placed him into the pocketbook, and he was still alive. They brought him to the hospital, and he lived for 2 days. His name was Daquan. So I started to report these, and the then governor, Jeb Bush, responded to me personally. He said, if these children are being neglected after they are born alive, then these are murder charges. This is manslaughter every single time that happens. And he had his legal counsel interview me, and he assigned the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate. But because of HIPAA laws, and because very few women who murder their children, many of the babies are born alive, and I've had quite a few women admit that their children were born alive. But there has never been anyone in all the years that I've been ministering at this late-term abortion clinic. There's never been a woman until Baby Rowan's mother who was willing to tell the whole story face-to-face. So it's very difficult to actually pursue cases like this. Pendergraft and his publicity people said that she was lying, that there's never been a baby born alive. Dr. Littell would be able to probably address even more to the fact that, of course, children can be born alive. One of the reasons they have to inject the digoxin is to make sure the baby isn't born alive. And there's another difference in Angel's story, that Angela actually never did receive an injection of digoxin. So, you know, there wasn't really a reason for Rowan to be born dead.
Under current Florida law, if a physician commits malpractice and the child is born, then there's an action, technically. However, if the child is not born, then there's no action, and that's a problem. There's a case, Duncan versus Flynn, in the 80s, where the physician already determined that the woman needed a cesarean section. The child was quite large. The doctor was actually on the golf course at the time. It was alleged that he was consuming some alcohol. He was called in to do the delivery. He forgets that it was supposed to be a C-section, attempts a vaginal delivery. The head is out of the mother's body. Shoulders are too big. The pregnancy becomes a crisis pregnancy. The doctor decapitates the baby's head and he's considered not liable under Florida law. Had he had delivered the child and it would have been born alive, broken brain injury, this kind of thing, there would have been a cause of action. That's Duncan versus Flynn under Florida law. We've tried for many, many years to reverse that, but that is currently the law in Florida.